also announced he would cease all further media appearances. John, a.k.a. Papa John, stepped down as chairman after using a racial slur on a conference call. And the political big three of the top stories everyone is talking about. Let's get to it. Today's summit in Finland. Did Donald Trump undercut any leverage he may have had over Russia by blaming the U.S. and praising Vladimir Putin, tweeting about it as well? Meanwhile, other allies are turning a cold shoulder. We are learning that Britain's Prince Charles and Prince William refused to meet with President Trump, leaving the Queen to go it alone. And there's this, a new report about Putin infuriating Donald Trump with a video that showed the possible nuclear destruction of something he holds near and dear, his estate at Mar-a-Lago. A lot to talk about. Joining me for the discussion, Andre Bauer is a Republican commentator and former Lieutenant Governor of South Carolina, and Ethan Bierman, talk radio host and liberal commentator. But first, want to share with you some breaking news moments ago from that presser with President Trump and Putin. We'll listen to it. We'll chat about it.
Mentioned the issue of the so-called interference of Russia in the American elections, and I had to reiterate things I said several times, including during our personal contacts, that the Russian state has never interfered and is not going to interfere into internal American affairs, including election process.
So there you have it. Forget about the 12 indictments. They weren't involved, says Vladimir Putin. Andre, your reaction?
It seems to me the information that's been given, in fact, they have in different ways gotten involved in our elections, and we are going to have to do something pretty substantial to stop this. I hope that this was one of the things that the president talked about when he met behind closed doors. But again, there's no denying, it seems more and more that there is evidence, in fact, that they did engage in trying to do things that sway elections. I don't know that it, in fact, did anything to sway the election, but in fact, there are things that would tend to make us think that they had many different angles in which they approach election methods.
And Ethan, that meeting seemed private. I think one or two translators were there, no high officials, so we really don't know what was discussed.
We don't, but what we do know is Vladimir Putin is a KGB intelligence operative who knows how to play the game, and this has been a large psychological operation being done on the United States. It's been a vicious attack. It's a cyber attack, and President Putin is a liar when he says that he has not been part of all of this. It is a problem that President Trump has taken such a submissive approach to President Putin, and it is not going to turn out well for us. We're not going to get what we need out of this. It is time for the Republicans to finally stand up to our president and do something about this in Congress.
Well, Ethan, do you think, on that same topic, do you think he's doing that purposefully, meaning bowing down to Vladimir Putin, so to speak, in terms of his tactical way of dealing with Russia? He even tweeted about it, blaming the U.S. for the relation with Russia, saying, look, this is from many years of, quote, U.S. foolishness. Is this his way of handling Russia, to try to, quote unquote, get along? What's behind it?
Well, I think it's counterproductive. Anybody who studies Russian history will understand that strength is how you have to approach Russia. So bowing down before him, taking the friendly and nice approach, interestingly enough, again, the Republicans attacked President Obama for that. And I think rightfully George W. Bush as well, looking into Putin's eyes and knowing his soul. That does not work with a KGB operative out of Russia. We must take a strong approach to Russia. And what we're doing now is not going to work. We must be strong and not submissive.
Andre, do you agree that we need to be strong with someone who was in the KGB when you're talking about Vladimir Putin?
I do agree we need to be strong, but we sent the greatest negotiator in the world. We sent an individual who's not going to back down from Putin, who's actually called him on the phone March 20th and said it was outrageous when he did the video. We know he lashed out, and so we know this guy, our president's not going to back down. He is a shrewd individual when it comes to sizing up people. And look, President Obama said, hey, just wait till we get done with the election. I'll be able to work more with you. So to immediately criticize a different individual's approach before we've seen really any fruits of what he's done, I think is wrong. We at least made inroads with North Korea. And I hope, as an American, we will see the same with Russia. But we've got to send our president over there to do that, to make this attempt. to immediately criticize for the Democrats for Chuck Schumer to get up and say, don't go. I think that is bad political posturing and not putting the American people first. Look, you can criticize Donald Trump if you want, but at least let him go over there and engage in a conversation and see if we can't find some points to agree on, whether it's Crimea, the war in Syria, arms control. There's so many things. Maybe we'll find some common ground, but you sure won't if you continue to go in this negative Nancy on everything.
Ethan, I'm almost out of time. Final word on this and the long-term ramifications of what President Trump is doing.
Yeah, well, long term, we are losing the Middle East. We're losing a lot of international conflicts. We've attacked Germany now is separating from us, attacking the EU. I totally disagree with the lieutenant governor. I think what President Trump is doing is undermining a lot of long-term allies and relationships that were put in place for a specific reason, which was to stop Russia. We're not stopping Russia.
Including the royals. Allegedly, they said, look, you're on your own for the Queen. Andre Bauer, Ethan Beerman, thank you.